I'm grateful you joined tonight. Your dreaming mind holds more power than you might imagine. It can face what frightens you, explore what confuses you, and heal what hurts you, all while you sleep safely. Tonight, you'll discover how consciousness transforms fear during dreams and understand why your sleeping mind might be your bravest companion. Welcome to Get Sleepy Science. Wherever you are right now, perhaps wondering about recurring nightmares or feeling anxieties that follow you into sleep, allow yourself this gentle exploration. We'll journey through 100 psychology facts about lucid dreaming and fear, from the moment you realize you're dreaming while still asleep, to how your brain processes worry in darkness, to the bridge between consciousness and courage that exists only in dreams. This thoughtful journey through consciousness builds bridges between searching minds. A soft subscribe, like, or sharing your thoughts creates a pathway for more dreamers to discover and brings us closer to protect this sanctuary, one sleepy soul at a time. Your healing journey inspires ours. Let yourself settle completely here. Feel your jaw unclench, your breath deepen naturally. You can let these thoughts drift past without holding them. Sense that soothing heaviness enveloping you, like your consciousness slowly dimming its brightness. Thoughts dissolving into peaceful fog of approaching sleep. Safe and undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You're floating where memories rest safely in gentle darkness. Let your mind merge with infinite peace. And now we begin. Lucid dreaming is the remarkable experience of becoming aware that you're dreaming while the dream continues. Instead of passively experiencing dream events as if they were real, you suddenly realize, in the middle of the dream itself, that none of this is actually happening in the physical world. This moment of recognition, this shift in consciousness, has fascinated researchers since the 1970s, when scientists first confirmed it could happen. Stephen LeBerg at Stanford University developed methods to prove lucid dreamers could signal from inside their dreams using predetermined eye movements, which researchers could detect on monitoring equipment. The dreamer would move their eyes in a specific pattern: left, right, left, right. A signal that said, "I'm here, I'm aware, I'm dreaming and I know it." This discovery transformed our understanding of consciousness itself, revealing that awareness can exist in multiple states simultaneously. You can be asleep and awake, dreaming and conscious, vulnerable and empowered, all at the same moment. More people experience lucid dreams than you might imagine. Research published in recent years suggests that approximately 55% of adults have experienced at least one lucid dream in their lifetime. That's more than half of all people. Even more remarkable, about 23% of people report having lucid dreams at least once a month. These aren't rare mystical experiences reserved for meditation masters or sleep laboratory subjects. They're relatively common alterations in consciousness that happen naturally during REM sleep. Some people have them frequently without even trying, while others never experience them despite healthy, normal sleep patterns. The frequency seems to vary based on factors researchers are still exploring, including age, dream recall ability, and something as simple as how much attention you pay to your dreams. Children and teenagers report more frequent lucid dreams than adults, possibly because their brains are more flexible, more willing to question reality, less rigidly attached to the rules of the waking world. Lucid dreaming happens during REM sleep, the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs. But brain imaging studies from the past few years reveal something unexpected. The brain activity during lucid dreaming looks different from ordinary dreaming. Specifically, areas in the front of the brain, particularly the prefrontal cortex, show increased activation during lucid dreams. This region handles self-awareness, decision-making, and critical thinking, the very abilities that usually go offline during normal dreams. In regular dreams, you might accept absurd situations without question. Flying feels normal. Dead relatives appear alive. You're suddenly back in elementary school as an adult. Your critical thinking is suppressed. But during lucid dreams, that frontal brain region wakes up partially while the rest of the brain continues dreaming. You gain back your ability to think. Wait, this doesn't make sense. I must be dreaming. It's a hybrid state of consciousness, neither fully asleep nor fully awake, but something in between. A threshold state where different aspects of mind operate simultaneously. Before we explore how lucid dreams might help with fears, it's worth understanding what fear is at the level of brain and body. Fear is an ancient survival mechanism, orchestrated primarily by a small, almond-shaped structure deep in your brain called the amygdala. When you encounter something potentially harmful, or even when you just think about something that frightened you before, your amygdala activates rapidly, triggering a cascade of responses throughout your body. Your heart rate increases, your breathing quickens, stress hormones flood your bloodstream, your muscles tense, preparing you to fight or flee. This system evolved over millions of years to keep our ancestors alive when they encountered predators or other immediate threats. The challenge is, this ancient alarm system can't always distinguish between a real tiger in the jungle and an imagined worry about tomorrow's presentation, between actual danger and memories of past trauma, between what's happening now and what might never happen at all. Your amygdala responds to thoughts, memories, and dreams with the same urgency it gives to real threats. Every night during REM sleep, your brain naturally works through emotional experiences from your waking life, including things that frightened, worried, or upset you. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker's research at UC Berkeley has revealed that REM sleep acts like overnight therapy, taking the emotional charge out of difficult memories. During this process, your brain replays threatening experiences, but with significantly reduced levels of noradrenaline, a stress chemical that usually accompanies fear responses when you're awake. It's as if your sleeping brain creates a safe space to review what scared you without feeling the full intensity of that fear again. Dreams allow you to encounter threatening situations in a context where there are no real consequences, where you can't actually be harmed. A nightmare about falling might feel terrifying, but you're safe in bed the entire time. This nightly emotional processing helps explain why you might wake up feeling calmer about something that worried you the day before. Sleep, and specifically dream sleep, appears to be nature's way of helping you metabolize fear, breaking it down into something more manageable. So this raises a question worth exploring. If ordinary dreams help process fear unconsciously, what happens when you become conscious during those dreams? If you gain awareness and control while your brain is already working through frightening scenarios, could you accelerate the healing? Could you face your fears more directly, more deliberately, in that safe dream space where nothing can truly harm you? Recent research from the past few years suggests the answer might be yes. Studies published in journals like Frontiers in Psychology and Current Biology have begun exploring how lucid dreaming might offer unique therapeutic possibilities. The idea is both simple and profound. Use the dream state's natural safety, where experiences feel real but have no real-world consequences, combined with the lucid state's awareness and control, to practice confronting what frightens you. Exposure therapy, which is already one of the most effective treatments for phobias and anxiety, might become even more powerful when conducted in the unique space of a lucid dream. Humans have known about lucid dreaming for thousands of years. Though we've called it different names across different cultures, Tibetan Buddhist monks practiced a form of dream yoga called milam, teaching practitioners to become aware during dreams as part of spiritual development. Ancient Greek philosophers wrote about dreams where the dreamer knew they were dreaming. Indigenous Australian Aboriginal traditions include sophisticated understandings of different types of dreams, including those where awareness persists. In some cultures, lucid dreaming wasn't seen as unusual or mystical. It was simply another state of consciousness, as natural as being awake or being asleep, worthy of attention and cultivation. The modern Western scientific investigation of lucid dreaming is relatively recent, beginning seriously only in the 1970s. But the human experience of it is ancient. Your ancestors likely knew this strange territory of consciousness, this borderland between waking and sleeping, perhaps even better than we do now with all our sleep laboratories and brain scanners. For decades, scientists were skeptical about lucid dreaming because they couldn't verify it objectively. People could claim they'd been conscious during dreams, but there was no way to prove it had actually happened. Then Stephen LeBerg developed an ingenious solution. He trained lucid dreamers to perform a specific sequence of eye movements. Left, right, left, right, as soon as they realized they were dreaming. Since the eyes can move during REM sleep, and those movements are visible from outside through the closed eyelids, researchers could detect this signal on standard sleep monitoring equipment. In 1978, LeBerg himself provided the first verified signal from inside a lucid dream, moving his eyes in the predetermined pattern while remaining asleep. The polygraph recording showed unmistakable evidence. Specific eye movements during unambiguous REM sleep, controlled intentionally by a sleeping person who was aware of dreaming. This breakthrough transformed lucid dreaming from anecdotal curiosity into legitimate subject for scientific study. Consciousness, researchers realized, was more flexible than they'd imagined. Researchers have identified several factors that seem to predict who experiences lucid dreams more frequently. Strong dream recall is one. People who naturally remember their dreams tend to have more lucid dreams. This makes intuitive sense. If you never remember dreams, you're unlikely to remember becoming lucid in one. Certain personality traits also correlate with lucid dreaming frequency, particularly openness to experience and internal locus of control. Basically, people who are curious, imaginative, and believe they have agency over their lives. Younger people report more frequent lucid dreams, though researchers aren't entirely sure why. Perhaps younger brains are more neuroplastic, more willing to question reality's boundaries. Interestingly, some studies suggest that people with higher levels of insight, the ability to reflect on their own thought processes, also tend to lucid dream more often. This connection makes sense. Both lucid dreaming and metacognitive insight involve that same capacity to step back and observe your own mental experience, to think about thinking, to be aware of being aware. One of the most important discoveries about lucid dreaming is that it appears to be a learnable skill, not just a random occurrence or innate ability. Multiple studies over the past several years have shown that with specific training techniques, people can increase their frequency of lucid dreams. These techniques include keeping dream journals to improve dream recall, performing reality checks during the day, briefly questioning whether you're dreaming, so that the habit carries over into actual dreams, and using mnemonic induction methods where you set an intention to recognize dreaming before you fall asleep. Research suggests that combining these approaches can increase lucid dream frequency significantly in participants who initially had few or no lucid dreams. This isn't magic or special talent. It's training a particular type of awareness, cultivating the habit of questioning reality, strengthening the bridge between your conscious and unconscious mind. Whether you want to use this skill for facing fears, creative problem solving, or simple curiosity, the capacity appears to exist in most people, waiting to be developed. To understand how lucid dreams might help with fears, we first need to understand exposure therapy, a treatment approach that's been refined over decades of psychological research. The core principle is surprisingly straightforward. The best way to overcome a fear is to face it gradually and repeatedly in a safe context until it loses its power over you. If you're afraid of dogs, exposure therapy might begin with looking at pictures of dogs, then watching videos, then being in the same room as a calm dog from a distance, slowly working up to petting a friendly dog. Each exposure teaches your brain that the feared object or situation is actually safe, that the terrible consequences you imagine don't materialize. Your amygdala learns to calm down. This approach has strong empirical support for treating phobias, post-traumatic stress disorder, social anxiety, and many other fear-based conditions. But traditional exposure therapy has limitations. It requires careful planning, professional guidance, sometimes expensive equipment or arrangements, and it can initially increase anxiety as you face real versions of what frightens you. What if you could practice the same exposures in dreams, where everything is safe by definition, where no real dog can actually bite you? In the early 2000s, researchers began formally investigating whether lucid dreaming could be used therapeutically for nightmares and fears. A German research team led by psychologist Ursula Voss conducted some of the pioneering work. They taught nightmare sufferers to become lucid during bad dreams and then practice confronting or transforming the threatening dream content rather than fleeing from it. The results were encouraging. Participants reported fewer nightmares and reduced nightmare-related distress. Around the same time, researchers in the Netherlands found similar results with lucid dreaming therapy for recurrent nightmares. The technique became known as lucid dreaming therapy, or LDT. What made this approach powerful was its combination of exposure, facing the feared content, with the unique control and safety that lucid dreaming provides. In a lucid dream, you can practice facing what scares you while knowing at some level that it's not real, that you're ultimately safe, that you can even change the dream if it becomes too intense. The dream becomes a kind of virtual reality exposure therapy, generated entirely by your own sleeping mind. More recent research has added to the evidence that lucid dreaming can help with fear-based problems. Studies published between 2022 and 2024 in journals like Dreaming and Frontiers in Psychology found that participants who successfully used lucid dreaming techniques to face recurring nightmares showed significant reductions in nightmare frequency and intensity, with benefits lasting months after the intervention ended. Emerging research has begun examining whether lucid dreaming could help with specific phobias. Not just nightmares, but actual waking fears like fear of heights, spiders, or public speaking. Participants were taught lucid dreaming techniques and given suggestions to practice confronting their phobias in lucid dreams. Those who succeeded in having lucid dreams where they faced their fears reported reduced fear intensity when encountering the phobic stimulus in waking life. The effects weren't as strong as traditional exposure therapy, but they were measurable and meaningful. Perhaps most importantly, participants found the dream exposures less distressing than real-world exposure therapy, suggesting lucid dreaming might offer a gentler entry point for people too anxious to attempt traditional exposure approaches. Neuroimaging studies are beginning to reveal what happens in the brain when people face fears during lucid dreams. The patterns are remarkable and somewhat paradoxical. The amygdala, that fear center we discussed earlier, does activate when you encounter something threatening in a lucid dream, just as it would in a nightmare or real life. Your brain processes the threatening content as emotionally significant. However, the prefrontal cortex, that reasoning, self-aware region, is also more active than it would be in an ordinary dream, providing a kind of cognitive regulation of the fear response. It's as if two systems are operating simultaneously. One saying this is concerning, be careful, and another saying, but I'm dreaming, I'm safe, I have control. This simultaneous activation might be exactly what makes lucid dreaming therapeutically valuable. You're experiencing the fear enough to engage the fear learning system, but with enough conscious awareness and sense of safety to prevent it from becoming traumatic. You're in the sweet spot between too much fear, which would be re-traumatizing, and too little fear, which wouldn't help you learn. The balance seems just right for reconsolidating fear memories in a healthier way. Recent neuroscience has revealed something crucial about how memories work. They're not fixed recordings, but living, changeable things. Every time you recall a memory, it becomes temporarily unstable. Neuroscientists call this reconsolidation. During this window of instability, which lasts several hours, the memory can be modified before it solidifies again. This process is why therapy can work. By revisiting traumatic or fearful memories in a safe, supportive context, you can actually alter those memories, reducing their emotional intensity. Research from the past 5 years suggests that REM sleep might be an especially powerful time for this reconsolidation process. When you dream about something that scared you, your brain is replaying and potentially modifying that fear memory, adding lucidity to this process. Becoming conscious and intentionally facing the fear rather than running from it in the dream might enhance this natural memory modification. You're essentially working with your brain's overnight emotional processing system, taking an active role in rewriting your relationship with what frightens you. The fear memory doesn't disappear, but its power diminishes. Its grip loosens. One reason lucid dreaming might be therapeutically powerful is because dreams feel genuinely real while you're in them. Your brain generates sensory experiences, sights, sounds, sometimes smells and physical sensations that feel as vivid as waking life, sometimes even more so. This happens because during REM sleep, many of the same brain regions active during waking perception are also active during dreaming. Your visual cortex processes dream images. Your auditory cortex processes dream sounds. Your motor cortex fires as you perform dream actions. Even though your muscles are paralyzed, so you don't physically act out the dreams. From your brain's perspective, dream experiences are experiences. The emotional and memory systems can't entirely distinguish between something that happened in a vivid dream and something that happened in waking life. This is why nightmares feel so disturbing and why positive dreams can improve your mood. It's also why facing fears in lucid dreams might genuinely count as exposure. Your brain processes it as a real encounter with the feared object or situation, just in a consequence-free environment. The emotional learning that occurs seems to transfer to waking life, as if you actually faced the fear, even though you were safely asleep the entire time. Lucid dreams offer something that even virtual reality exposure therapy cannot: complete flexibility and responsiveness. In a lucid dream, you're not limited by external technology or programmed scenarios. Your sleeping brain can generate any scenario, any confrontation with fear that you need, adapting instantly to what feels right in that moment. Afraid of flying, you can find yourself on an aeroplane in a dream. And if you become lucid, you can practice staying calm as the dream plane takes off. Banks, lambs. Afraid of confrontation, dream scenarios might present interpersonal conflicts where you can practice speaking up, setting boundaries, standing your ground, all within the safe container of the dream. The dream environment responds to your expectations and intentions in ways that waking life cannot. If a dream scenario feels too intense, your intention to soften it can actually change the dream. That dog that seemed threatening might become friendly. That confrontation might shift. You have a kind of reality-bending power that exists nowhere else. This responsiveness makes lucid dreams a uniquely customizable exposure therapy tool. Here's a different way to think about nightmares. They might be your mind's attempt to process what frightens you, to integrate threatening experiences into your understanding of the world. Rather than being random torments, nightmares might be invitations. Difficult, unpleasant invitations, but invitations nonetheless, to face what you've been avoiding. From this perspective, becoming lucid during a nightmare transforms the experience entirely. Instead of being victimized by unsettling dream content, you become an active participant in your own emotional healing. You can turn toward the threat instead of running from it. Ask the nightmare creature what it represents. Engage with, rather than flee from the uncomfortable material your unconscious mind is presenting. Many people who've worked with lucid dreaming report that when they finally face nightmare threats while lucid, those nightmares stop recurring. The message has been received. The fear has been acknowledged and processed. The nightmare has served its purpose and can finally release its hold. This doesn't mean nightmares are pleasant or easy, but it suggests they might be meaningful, even useful, in their own strange way. One of the most surprising aspects of lucid dreaming is how much your expectations shape what happens. If you become lucid and expect that you'll be able to fly, you often can. If you expect that a frightening dream figure will transform into something benign when you face it, it often does. This isn't because you have magical powers. but because dreams are generated by your own mind, based on your beliefs, expectations, and mental models of how things work. In waking life, reality constrains what's possible. If you expect to fly by flapping your arms, reality will disappoint you. But in dreams, there's no external reality to contradict your expectations. Your brain generates the entire experience. This means that cultivating positive expectations about facing fears in lucid dreams might actually make it easier and more successful. If you believe that confronting a fear in a lucid dream will help you, that belief itself might shape the dream experience in therapeutic directions. Your expectations become a kind of intention that guides the dream, helping create the conditions for successful exposure and emotional processing. While we've been focusing on reducing fear, lucid dreaming might also actively build courage and confidence. Each time you successfully face something frightening in a lucid dream, you're proving to yourself that you can handle it. You're accumulating evidence that you're braver than you thought, more capable than you believed. This isn't just abstract confidence. It's embodied experience, encoded in memory, processed through the emotional systems of your brain. Studies of athletes have found that mentally rehearsing successful performance improves actual performance. And brain imaging shows that imagined actions activate similar neural pathways as real actions. The same principle might apply to facing fears, practicing courage in lucid dreams, standing up to a bully, speaking in front of a crowd, approaching what frightens you, might strengthen the neural pathways associated with brave behavior, making it easier to act courageously when awake. You're not just reducing fear, you're training boldness, rehearsing resilience, building psychological muscles that serve you in waking life. It's important to be honest about what lucid dreaming cannot do. It is not a replacement for professional mental health treatment, especially for serious conditions like severe PTSD, clinical anxiety disorders, or phobias that significantly impair daily functioning. While research suggests lucid dreaming can be a helpful complementary approach, it works best when integrated into broader treatment, not used in isolation. Additionally, not everyone finds it easy to become lucid in dreams. And even those who do don't have lucid dreams every night. It requires patience and practice. Some people might become frustrated if they have high expectations, but struggle to achieve lucidity. There's also a possibility that deliberately engaging with fearful content in dreams could be distressing for some individuals, particularly those with trauma histories. Working with a therapist who understands both trauma and lucid dreaming is ideal if you're considering this approach for serious fears. Lucid dreaming is a tool, potentially powerful, but not magical. Useful for some people and less so for others. Best approached thoughtfully rather than recklessly. People respond differently to the same fear when confronting it in lucid dreams. Some people find that facing a fear directly, looking at it, moving toward it, engaging with it, works well. Others find that transformation works better, imagining the frightening dream element changing into something neutral or positive. Some people prefer dialogue, talking to the unsettling figure, asking what it represents, trying to understand it. Still others find that simply observing without reacting, practicing calm acceptance while the frightening content exists in the dream, reduces its power. There's no single correct approach. This variability reflects the same individual differences we see in waking therapy. What helps one person might not help another. The beauty of lucid dreaming is that you can experiment with different approaches in the safe laboratory of your own dreams, discovering what works for you personally. Your unconscious mind might even guide you toward the approach that fits your psychological needs best if you stay open and curious, rather than rigidly following a predetermined method. Facing fears in lucid dreams is only part of the process. What you do when you wake up matters too. Researchers emphasize the importance of integration, reflecting on the dream experience, journaling about it, discussing it in therapy if you're working with a therapist, consciously connecting the dream confrontation with your waking fears. This integration helps consolidate the learning that occurred during the dream, helps your waking mind understand and accept what your dreaming mind experienced. Without integration, lucid dream experiences might feel powerful in the moment, but fade quickly. Dismissed as just dreams, rather than recognized as meaningful psychological experiences, some people find it helpful to write down their lucid dreams immediately upon waking, noting what they faced, how they felt, what they learned. Others prefer to sit quietly and mentally review the dream, thanking their unconscious mind for the experience. The specific method matters less than the act of consciously bridging the dream experience with waking life, refusing to let the insights vanish with sleep's fog. The specific content of fears that appear in dreams varies across cultures, reflecting different cultural anxieties and symbolic systems. A person raised in one culture might have stress dreams about failing exams or public humiliation, while someone from another culture might dream about dishonoring their family or violating social hierarchies. Despite these cultural differences in content, the underlying mechanisms of fear processing during sleep appear universal. All humans seem to use REM sleep to work through emotional challenges, regardless of what those specific challenges are. Similarly, the capacity for lucid dreaming exists across cultures, though different traditions have developed different understandings and uses for it. Some cultures frame lucid dreaming spiritually, as a practice for religious or mystical development. Others approach it psychologically, as a tool for self-knowledge or problem-solving. Western scientific research tends to focus on therapeutic applications. These are different frameworks for understanding the same phenomenon: moments when consciousness persists into sleep, when the boundary between waking and dreaming becomes permeable, when you find yourself aware in the dream world. We've explored how lucid dreams happen, what they reveal about consciousness, and the early evidence that they might help with fears. You've learned about the brain states involved, the history of research, the therapeutic principles at work. We're beginning to answer that question from the title. Can lucid dreams help you face your fears? The evidence suggests yes. For many people, under the right conditions, as part of a thoughtful approach to emotional well-being. But we're only halfway through understanding this phenomenon. In the facts ahead, we'll go deeper still, more poetic, more philosophical, exploring what this all means, not just for fear, but for consciousness, for being human, for the mysterious journey of healing. Your eyelids might feel heavier now. That's perfectly fine. You don't need to remember every detail. Just let these ideas wash over you gently, like soft waves, as we continue drifting through the science of dreams and fear. Let's pause here and notice your body. As you breathe out slowly, appreciate each tiny cell inside. Trillions of organisms working in silence. Heart beating, lungs breathing, brain thinking, all without your command. Your brain is even now preparing for tonight's dreams, organizing memories, processing emotions, setting the stage for whatever you'll experience when sleep deepens. Notice the gentle sensations on your skin, in your muscles, along your spine. You are a complete ecosystem, diverse, self-balancing, and somewhere in this vast inner universe, fears exist too, not as enemies, but as signals, information, old protections that once kept you safe. Let them be there without judgment. Now we continue. One explanation for why lucid dream exposure might work comes from neuroscientist Antti Revonsuo's threat simulation theory. Updated in light of recent research, Revonsuo proposed that dreams evolved partially as a virtual reality training ground, where our ancestors could practice responding to threats, predators, hostile encounters, environmental dangers, without actual risk. Modern research has extended this idea. Lucid dreams might offer enhanced threat simulation, where you can deliberately practice adaptive responses to what frightens you. When you face a fear in a lucid dream, your motor cortex activates as if you're actually performing the actions, approaching rather than fleeing, speaking calmly, maintaining composure. Your emotional regulation systems engage as you practice staying calm despite threat cues. Your brain is rehearsing courage at a neural level, strengthening the connections between threat perception and adaptive response. This rehearsal appears to transfer to waking behavior, just as other forms of mental practice do. Athletes use visualization. Perhaps lucid dreamers use dream rehearsal, practicing psychological skills in the uniquely immersive and responsive environment that only sleep can provide. One reason facing fears in lucid dreams might reduce those fears is through a process called safety signal learning. In fear conditioning research, animals and humans learn to fear something that's been paired with a threat, a tone that precedes a shock, for example. But they can also learn safety signals, cues that indicate no threat will occur. Lucid dreams might provide powerful safety signal learning. When you're lucid, you know I'm dreaming. That knowledge itself is a safety signal indicating that whatever's happening can't actually harm you. You're practicing encountering the feared object or situation while simultaneously receiving a clear signal of safety. Your brain learns a new association. This thing that scared me before is present, but I'm okay. Nothing bad is happening. The feared consequence isn't materializing. Over multiple exposures in lucid dreams, this pairing of feared stimulus with safety signal can weaken the original fear association. The amygdala's threat response calms because it's learning through repeated experience that the feared thing doesn't predict actual danger. Part of what makes fears powerful is the feeling of helplessness they create. The sense that you can't escape, can't change the situation, can't protect yourself. Lucid dreaming directly counters this helplessness by giving you agency in a domain where you typically have none. In an ordinary dream, you're swept along by the dream narrative, reactive rather than active. But in a lucid dream, you can make choices, change things, decide how to respond. This experience of control, even in the limited context of a dream, might help restore a more general sense of agency that fear has eroded. Research on learned helplessness, a state where repeated, uncontrollable negative experiences lead to passive resignation, shows that experiencing control, even in small ways, can reverse this pattern. Lucid dreams offer that experience of control in a realm where anything is possible, where you can literally change reality through intention. This might be especially valuable for people whose fears stem from traumatic experiences where they felt powerless. The lucid dream says, "Here, in this space at least, you are not powerless. Here you can face what frightened you and discover you have more strength than you knew." Recurring nightmares. Dreams where the same frightening scenario repeats night after night are particularly worth exploring in the context of lucid dreaming therapy. These repetitive nightmares often reflect unresolved fears or unprocessed traumatic experiences. Your mind keeps returning to the same scenario, as if trying to find a resolution it can't quite reach. Research estimates that about 5% of adults experience frequent recurring nightmares that significantly impact sleep quality and daily well-being. These aren't just unpleasant. They can lead to sleep avoidance, insomnia, daytime anxiety, and impaired functioning. Traditional treatments include imagery rehearsal therapy, where you rewrite the nightmare while awake and practice the new version. Lucid dreaming offers a different approach, becoming conscious within the recurring nightmare itself and actively changing it from the inside. Several studies have found this approach particularly effective for recurring nightmares, sometimes resolving long-standing patterns in just a few lucid encounters. The recurring nightmare finally gets to complete its journey, to find the resolution it's been seeking, because you're conscious enough to provide that resolution yourself. Some people experience a phenomenon called sleep paralysis, waking up but finding their body temporarily unable to move because the muscle paralysis of REM sleep hasn't yet released. This can be unsettling, especially when accompanied by hallucinations, which happen because the brain is transitioning between sleep and wake states. Interestingly, learning about lucid dreaming sometimes helps people cope with sleep paralysis. When you understand what's happening, that it's a normal, temporary, harmless glitch in the sleep-wake transition, the experience becomes less frightening. Some lucid dreamers report that they can recognize sleep paralysis as a signal that they're near the dream state and use it as an opportunity to intentionally enter a lucid dream. What was once pure fear becomes a doorway to something worth exploring. This reframe illustrates a broader principle. Understanding reduces fear, and even strange, uncomfortable experiences can become less threatening when you know what they are and that they're temporary. Knowledge itself is a kind of exposure therapy, reducing the fear of the unknown by making it known. Most researchers and experienced lucid dreamers recommend a gradual approach to facing fears in dreams. You don't necessarily want to jump straight into your worst fear the first time you become lucid. Instead, you might start with smaller anxieties, building confidence and skills with lower stakes exposures. This mirrors the hierarchy approach used in traditional exposure therapy, where you create a ladder of fears from least to most frightening and work your way up systematically. In lucid dreams, you might begin by simply becoming comfortable being lucid, exploring the dream environment without any threat present. Then perhaps you practice calmness while encountering mildly uncomfortable dream content. Gradually, you build up to more challenging exposures. This graduated approach serves multiple purposes. It prevents overwhelming yourself. It builds the skills and confidence needed for harder confrontations, and it respects the wisdom of your psyche's natural defenses. Your unconscious mind has reasons for the fears it holds. And treating those fears with patience rather than force often yields better results. Some lucid dreamers report powerful experiences of facing their fears by literally looking in a mirror within the dream. Dream mirrors are notoriously unstable. Your reflection might look distorted, younger, older, frightening, or strange. But some people use this instability therapeutically, deliberately approaching dream mirrors as a way to confront the fears they carry about themselves. The reflection becomes a metaphor for self-perception, and by staying calm and accepting as you observe whatever appears, you practice self-acceptance. Others use dream mirrors to confront personified versions of their fears, looking in the mirror and seeing the thing that frightens them, then facing it directly. This technique has roots in Jungian shadow work, the idea that parts of ourselves we reject or fear get projected outward. And that wholeness comes from reintegrating those rejected parts. Whether you think of it in psychological, spiritual, or simply practical terms, the dream mirror represents an opportunity to face what you usually avoid looking at, about yourself, about your fears, about the aspects of experience you'd rather not acknowledge. Social anxiety, fear of judgment, rejection, embarrassment, or criticism from others is one of the most common fear-based problems people face. Interestingly, dreams very often include social scenarios, perhaps because our brains are deeply social and spend significant processing time working through social information and relationships. This makes lucid dreams a potentially valuable practice ground for social fears. If you're afraid of public speaking, you might become lucid during a dream where you're giving a speech and use it as an opportunity to practice staying calm and confident. If you fear confrontation, dream scenarios might offer chances to practice assertiveness. If social rejection frightens you, you could practice approaching dream people despite anxiety, learning that you can survive and handle the discomfort. The social situations in dreams aren't real, of course, but the emotional and behavioral practice might transfer. Research on social skills training has found that role-playing and rehearsal improve real-world social functioning. And lucid dreams offer extraordinarily realistic role-playing with complete flexibility about scenarios and outcomes. Not all encounters with fear in lucid dreams go smoothly. Sometimes becoming lucid in a nightmare doesn't immediately make things better. The nightmare content might intensify, or you might feel unable to change the dream despite your lucidity. Some practitioners call these difficult dream experiences, challenging lucid dreams where you're conscious but still uncomfortable or frightened. These experiences deserve acknowledgement because they're part of the territory. They don't mean you're doing something wrong or that lucid dreaming doesn't work. They might indicate that you're working with particularly deep or complex fears that need more time and gentle exploration. They might reflect your unconscious mind's protective resistance, going slowly because you're not quite ready for complete confrontation. Rather than viewing these difficult experiences as failures, you might see them as information, as your psyche communicating about pacing and readiness. Even these challenging lucid dreams often carry value in hindsight. They show you where the edges are, what still needs attention, where healing is still in process. An important insight from recent research is that facing fears in lucid dreams doesn't necessarily eliminate those fears completely. Instead, it often transforms your relationship with them. The fears might still exist, but they carry less emotional charge, feel less overwhelming, interfere less with your life. You develop what psychologists call distress tolerance, the ability to experience uncomfortable feelings without being controlled by them. In lucid dreams, you practice being with fear while remaining centered, observing it without being consumed by it. This capacity to feel fear without being ruled by fear might be more valuable than simply eliminating fear altogether. Some degree of fear is adaptive, useful, informative. Complete fearlessness might actually be maladaptive. What you're cultivating through lucid dream work isn't a life free of fear, but a life where fear is right-sized, where you can feel it. Assess whether it's signaling real danger or just old programming, and choose your response rather than reacting automatically. Something remarkable happens in lucid dreams that doesn't happen in waking imagination. You feel things in your body. If you walk towards something frightening in a lucid dream, you feel the movement in your legs, even though your actual legs are paralyzed and still. If you reach out to touch something in a dream, you feel the tactile sensation. This kinesthetic component might make lucid dream exposure more powerful than simply imagining facing your fears while awake. Your brain creates a full embodied simulation, engaging sensory and motor systems, making the experience feel genuinely real. This embodiment is why dream experiences can be so emotionally impactful. They're not abstract thoughts, but lived experiences, processed through the body as well as mind. When you face a fear in a lucid dream, your entire nervous system is involved in the experience, potentially creating deeper learning and more complete emotional processing than purely cognitive approaches could achieve. You're not just thinking about facing your fear, you're experiencing facing it. Even though the entire experience is generated internally by your sleeping brain. Understanding sleep cycles can help you work more effectively with lucid dreaming and fears. REM sleep, when vivid dreams and lucidity are most likely, occurs in cycles throughout the night, with each REM period getting longer. The first REM period, about 90 minutes after you fall asleep, is brief, just 5 to 10 minutes. But the final REM period before waking, often occurring 6 to 8 hours into sleep, can last 30 to 45 minutes or longer. This means your best chances for lucid dreams, and thus for working with fears in dreams, occur in the early morning hours. This is also when you're most likely to remember dreams upon waking. Many lucid dream practitioners use this knowledge strategically, setting an alarm for about 6 hours after bedtime, staying briefly awake to set clear intentions about becoming lucid and facing fears, then returning to sleep for a final, extended REM period. This technique, called Wake Back to Bed, takes advantage of natural sleep architecture to maximize lucid dreaming opportunities during those long, early morning REM periods when the brain is primed for vivid, lengthy dreams. Advanced lucid dreamers sometimes describe developing what they call witness consciousness, a quality of awareness where you observe experience, including fear, without identifying with it completely. You're aware of fear arising in the dream. You notice its characteristics, but you're not consumed by it. There's a space between you and the fear, a gap where choice exists. This witness perspective is remarkably similar to what meditation practices cultivate, the ability to observe thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. Lucid dreams might naturally develop this capacity because they require you to maintain dual awareness. You're in the dream experiencing events, but you're also aware that you're dreaming, observing from a slightly detached perspective. This dual awareness, practiced regularly in lucid dreams, might strengthen witness consciousness in waking life too. You might find yourself better able to notice fear arising without automatically reacting, to observe anxious thoughts without believing them completely, to experience difficult emotions with a degree of calm spaciousness that wasn't available before. The lucid dream becomes training for a more conscious, less reactive way of being with whatever arises. Some therapists have begun incorporating lucid dreaming into their practice, teaching clients techniques and then discussing their experiences in therapy sessions. This collaborative approach combines the internal work of the lucid dream itself with the interpersonal processing and support that therapy provides. The therapist can help prepare the client for dream work, suggesting specific approaches for facing particular fears based on their clinical knowledge of that client's history and needs. After lucid dream experiences, the therapist helps with integration, exploring what the dream revealed, how it felt, what it might mean. This combination appears more effective than either approach alone. The therapy provides structure, safety, and expertise, while the lucid dream provides a unique access point to unconscious material and experiential learning that traditional talk therapy sometimes struggles to reach. Not all therapists are trained in this approach, but interest is growing as research evidence accumulates. If you're considering working with fears through lucid dreaming and have access to therapy, finding a therapist familiar with this approach might enhance your process significantly. Not all fears are ready to be faced. Even in the safe container of a lucid dream, some fears are too raw, too fresh, too connected to recent trauma. Wisdom involves discernment, knowing when to lean into difficulty and when to give yourself more time, more support, more healing before attempting direct confrontation. Your unconscious mind often provides guidance about readiness through the dreams themselves. If you try to become lucid to face a fear but repeatedly find yourself unable to achieve lucidity in those dreams, your psyche might be saying, "Not yet." If you become lucid but feel overwhelmingly frightened despite the safety of the dream, that might also be information about pacing. Healing isn't linear, and it's okay to back off, to take a gentler approach, to wait until you feel more resourced. The capacity for lucid dreaming doesn't obligate you to face everything immediately. Sometimes the wisest choice is patience, allowing natural dream processes to work at their own pace while you build stability and support in waking life. There's courage in restraint too, in honoring your limits rather than forcing yourself past them. You're still here with me, thoughts still flickering like candle light. Just notice, don't judge. Just notice where your mind is. We're exploring consciousness itself, the very thing doing the exploring right now. Strange, beautiful, and perfectly calm. If this thoughtful exploration made you curious tonight, a gentle like and subscribe helps other sleepless souls discover this peaceful space too. One quiet tap, one sleepy soul at a time. Let's drift onward together. There's a curious pattern here about lucid dreaming and fear. Trying too hard to control the dream can actually make it harder to face fears effectively. If you become lucid and immediately try to force the frightening content to disappear or change, you might miss the opportunity for genuine exposure and processing. It's similar to thought suppression in waking life. The more aggressively you try not to think about something, the more it persists. In lucid dreams, a gentler approach often works better, acknowledging the fear, staying present with it, allowing it to be there while you practice calm acceptance. You might even approach the frightening element with curiosity rather than trying to eliminate it immediately. What are you? Why are you here? What do you need me to understand? This willingness to be with difficulty, rather than immediately escaping it, creates the conditions for real transformation. The control that lucid dreaming offers is less about manipulating dream content and more about choosing your response. Staying present rather than fleeing. Breathing calmly rather than panicking. Maintaining awareness rather than slipping into unconscious reactivity. Neuroscience research has identified a brain network called the default mode network, or DMN, which is active during rest and internally focused thought. This network is involved in self-referential thinking, memory, imagination, and mind wandering. Interestingly, the DMN is highly active during REM sleep and dreaming. Some researchers propose that dreams are partially the product of the DMN, creating narratives from memory fragments and emotional material. This has implications for fear processing in dreams. Your fears aren't just isolated threats. They're connected to your sense of self, your memories, your models of the world and relationships. When you face fears in lucid dreams, you're potentially accessing and modifying these deep self-referential networks. These foundational patterns of how you understand yourself and your place in the world. The fear of public speaking isn't just about talking in front of people. It's connected to beliefs about your worth, memories of past judgments, models of social dynamics. Working with that fear in a lucid dream might ripple through the network, shifting not just the specific fear but the broader patterns it's embedded in. Before falling asleep, many lucid dreamers set intentions, clear statements about what they want to explore or accomplish in their dreams. For working with fears, this might sound like, tonight, if I become lucid, I will gently face my fear of heights with courage and curiosity. Or I intend to meet anything frightening in my dreams with calm acceptance. Research suggests these pre-sleep intentions do influence dream content and what happens during lucid dreams. Your sleeping mind listens to what your waking mind values and prioritizes. Setting an intention isn't about forcing a particular outcome, but rather planting a seed, giving your unconscious mind direction and permission. It's a way of consciously participating in the usually unconscious process of dreaming. The intention should be clear but not rigid, specific but not controlling. You're requesting rather than demanding, inviting rather than forcing. Your unconscious mind, which generates dreams, is ultimately in charge, but it often responds positively to clear, respectful intentions set with genuine desire for healing and growth. Some fears that appear in dreams seem to be universal, archetypal: falling, being chased, losing teeth, being unprepared for an exam, being naked in public. Psychologist Carl Jung proposed that dreams contain both personal material specific to your individual life and collective material that humans across cultures share. These archetypal fears in dreams might tap into evolutionarily ancient anxieties. Falling meant injury or death to our ancestors. Being chased by predators was a life or death threat. Social exposure risked exclusion from the group. When you encounter these archetypal fears in lucid dreams, you're working not just with your personal psychology, but potentially with deep, old layers of human experience, facing the pursuer in a chase dream, for example, might connect with ancient instincts around confronting versus fleeing from danger. These universal dream fears might be especially powerful for practice because they carry evolutionary weight, and successfully facing them might impact fear responses at a fundamental level. Some people who work extensively with lucid dreaming report an unexpected shift. Nightmares become less frightening even before they become lucid in them. Simply knowing that lucid dreaming is possible, that awareness can arise in dreams, seems to change the relationship with nightmares. You might wake from a nightmare and think, "That was unsettling, but I wish I'd realized I was dreaming. I could have faced it differently." This reflection itself is a form of integration, of refusing to be purely victimized by nightmare content. Over time, this perspective can make nightmares feel less traumatic and more like puzzles or challenges. You begin to see them as opportunities rather than pure suffering. Even if you don't become lucid during a particular nightmare, you process it differently upon waking. Less that was horrible, and more that was uncomfortable, but worth exploring. I wonder what my mind was working on. This reframe, this change in relationship with difficult dream content, might be as valuable as the lucid dreams themselves. In some indigenous traditions, dreams are treated as medicine, powerful experiences that heal, teach, and transform. From this perspective, lucid dreaming is particularly potent medicine because it combines the healing power of dreams with the clarity and agency of waking consciousness. You're bringing light into the darkness, awareness into the unconscious, choice into the automatic. This is medicine for psychological suffering, for the wounds that fears represent, the fears you carry, whether from trauma, conditioning, or natural temperament, create suffering, limiting your life and constraining your freedom. Lucid dreams offer a way to work with that suffering directly, to meet it in the realm where it often lives most vividly, the dream world. The healing doesn't come from eliminating the fear forcefully, but from changing your relationship with it, from meeting it with presence rather than avoidance, from discovering that you have more resilience and capacity than fear convinced you was true. Before you can work with lucid dreams and fears, you need to remember your dreams. Dream recall is a skill that improves with practice. When you first wake, before moving much or checking your phone, lie still and reach for dream memories. They're fragile, fading quickly in the bright light of waking consciousness. If nothing comes immediately, be patient, wait quietly, and often fragments will surface. Keeping a dream journal, either written or voice recorded, strengthens dream recall significantly. The act of recording tells your mind that dreams matter, and what we pay attention to, we remember better. Better dream recall means you're more likely to notice when you become lucid, more likely to remember what you faced and how you responded, more able to integrate the experience. It also helps you identify recurring dream themes and fears, giving you targets to work with intentionally. The journal becomes a map of your inner landscape, showing where the territories of fear lie, where healing is needed, where growth is happening. One of the most remarkable things that can happen when facing fears in lucid dreams is that the fear transforms into insight. You suddenly understand what the fear was really about, what it was protecting you from, what it was trying to tell you. A fear of heights might reveal itself as a fear of losing control. A fear of social judgment might connect to a wound around not being accepted as you are. A recurring nightmare about being chased might dissolve once you turn around and discover the chaser is a younger version of yourself needing acknowledgement. These insights don't always happen, and they can't be forced. But when they arise spontaneously in lucid dreams, they carry a quality of truth that intellectual understanding often lacks. You know at a felt, embodied level, not just in your thinking mind. These moments of transformation, when fear becomes wisdom, when the unsettling thing reveals its gift, are part of why working with dreams and fears can be so powerful. The fear wasn't just an obstacle to overcome. It was a messenger carrying information you needed. A guardian protecting something vulnerable. A teacher offering a difficult but necessary lesson. Working with lucid dreams and fears doesn't have to be entirely solitary. Communities of lucid dreamers, both online and in person, offer support, techniques, encouragement, and perspective. Hearing how others have worked with similar fears can normalize your experience, provide ideas for approaches you hadn't considered, and offer hope when your own practice feels stuck. Some people find that sharing their lucid dreams, especially the difficult ones, helps with integration and reduces the sense of isolation that fears often create. Of course, such sharing should be done carefully, in appropriate contexts where people have consented to hearing about potentially disturbing content. But within those boundaries, community can be healing. You're reminded that you're not the only person who struggles with fear, who has nightmares, who's working to transform their relationship with what frightens them. Your courage in facing your fears might inspire someone else's courage, and witnessing others' journeys might strengthen your own resolve. We've traveled deep into the territory of lucid dreams and fears, exploring mechanisms, techniques, possibilities, and limitations. We're at the halfway point now, and perhaps you're noticing your thinking slowing, your body feeling heavier, thoughts becoming more dreamlike even as you listen. This is exactly right. You don't need to hold on to every detail we've discussed. The facts are settling into you at their own pace, finding the places where they're needed. We've established the foundations. Lucid dreaming is real, measurable, learnable. Fears can be faced in dreams with beneficial effects. The process is complex, requiring patience and wisdom. Not a quick fix, but a genuine path for some people. Ahead, we'll go deeper still, more poetic, more philosophical, exploring what this all means, not just for fear, but for consciousness, for being human, for the mysterious journey of healing. Let your breathing slow. Let everything soften. We continue gently forward, together. Let each breath guide you to realize. Time is yours, a separate stream that only you are living. While the vast universe continues to spin, expand, change. This second, you're breathing, listening, is unique. Even now, as we explore dreams and fears, time moves differently in dreams than in waking life. A dream that feels like hours might last only minutes in clock time. Time in dreams is fluid, elastic, yours to experience however it unfolds. Cherish the present moment, knowing that right now, your time is unique in the universe. This moment of rest, of listening, of letting go, It belongs only to you. And we continue drifting. Lucidity isn't binary. Fully lucid or not lucid at all. It exists on a spectrum. Sometimes you're vaguely aware something is off, that this might be a dream. But the awareness is dim and you quickly forget it. Other times you're fully, brilliantly lucid, completely aware you're dreaming, with crystal clear thinking and deliberate control. Most lucid dreams fall somewhere in between these extremes. This spectrum matters for fear work, even partial lucidity, a glimmer of weight. This seems strange. Can shift your response to dream threats. You don't need perfect lucidity to benefit. Even vague awareness that this isn't quite real, that you're safer than it appears, can reduce the intensity of dream fear. As you practice, lucidity often becomes clearer and more stable. But honor the partial experiences too. They're steps along the path, valuable in themselves, teaching your mind to question reality more readily, to maintain a sliver of awareness even in vivid, compelling dreams. The fears you work with in lucid dreams might shift as you age and move through life stages. Childhood fears of monsters and darkness give way to adolescent social anxieties, which transform into adult concerns about failure, rejection, health, loss. As you age further, different fears emerge: mortality, irrelevance, physical decline, loss of loved ones. Dreams reflect these changing concerns, and lucid dreaming offers a tool that can adapt to whatever fears are present in your current life phase. The practice grows with you, remaining relevant across decades because it addresses not specific fears, but your fundamental relationship with fear itself. What you learn facing one fear transfers to others. The courage you develop, the techniques you discover, the capacity for presence with difficulty. These become part of you, available regardless of which specific fears life presents. Lucid dreaming becomes a lifelong practice, a companion through the various challenges each life stage brings. Scientists still don't fully understand why certain dreams spontaneously become lucid while others don't. Sometimes it's an obvious impossibility that triggers lucidity. You realize you can fly or breathe underwater and think, "This can't be real. I must be dreaming." Other times, it's something subtle, a quality of light, an emotional tone, a sense of familiarity with the dream state. Some people report that fears themselves can trigger lucidity. The nightmare becomes so intense that part of your mind rebels, thinks, "This is too difficult to be real," and achieves lucidity as a self-protective mechanism. Your psyche might have a built-in safety valve. When dreams become too threatening, consciousness sometimes emerges to modulate the experience. This spontaneous, protective lucidity suggests that your mind wants to help you, wants to provide relief from overwhelming fear. Even without training, some part of you knows that awareness is protection, that consciousness itself is a form of safety. Cultivating lucid dreaming might simply be strengthening this natural capacity. Many people find that combining lucid dreaming with other fear reduction approaches works better than any single method alone. You might use meditation during the day to develop general awareness and calm. Cognitive behavioral therapy to identify and challenge fear-based thought patterns. Exposure therapy in waking life for graduated real-world practice. And lucid dreaming for safe experiential rehearsal of courage. Each approach strengthens the others. Meditation improves your ability to achieve and maintain lucidity. Therapy provides frameworks for understanding your fears. Exposure therapy gives you real-world practice that complements dream practice. Lucid dreams offer a unique middle ground, more experientially realistic than pure imagination, but safer than real-world exposure. This integrated approach acknowledges that healing is multifaceted, that psychological growth benefits from working on multiple levels: thought, behavior, emotion, consciousness. You're not just facing your fears in dreams. You're building a whole system of resilience. A thoughtful question arises with lucid dreaming and fears. Do you have an obligation to face your fears? Or is avoidance sometimes the wiser, more compassionate choice? While exposure is generally helpful for phobias and traumas that impair functioning, not all fears require confrontation. Some fears are adaptive, protecting you from genuine danger. Some are minor enough that they don't significantly impact quality of life. The decision to work with fears in lucid dreams should be intentional, based on whether the fear is causing meaningful suffering or limitation. There's no moral imperative to be fearless, no requirement to turn every dream into therapy. Sometimes the wisest thing is to let dreams be dreams, to allow them to unfold naturally without intervention, to rest rather than work. Healing includes knowing when to push and when to rest, when to face difficulty and when to allow gentleness. Listen to your own inner wisdom about what your psyche needs most. Many people discover, while learning lucid dreaming to work with fears, that lucid dreams also offer profound joy. Once lucid, you can fly, really fly. Not just observe yourself flying, but feel the sensation of lifting off the ground, soaring through dream skies, moving through impossible landscapes. You can explore fantastical environments, have conversations with dream characters that feel genuinely profound, create beauty just through intention. These positive experiences aren't separate from fear work. They're part of it. They demonstrate that your mind can create not just nightmares, but also wonder, not just threats, but also beauty. This balance is healing in itself, reminding you that your consciousness contains multitudes, that fear is only one frequency among many your mind can generate. The flying dreams, the adventures, the moments of lucid dream bliss. These teach your psyche that awareness in dreams leads not just to confronting difficulty, but also to discovering delight. This association might make you more willing to become lucid, less concerned about what you'll encounter. The emotional intensity of dreams, including fear, relates to neurochemistry. During REM sleep, levels of certain neurotransmitters shift dramatically. Norepinephrine, which is associated with stress responses and memory consolidation, drops to very low levels. Meanwhile, acetylcholine, which supports REM sleep and dream generation, increases. This particular neurochemical environment might be why dreams feel emotionally intense, but also why you can work through emotional content during dreams. The reduced norepinephrine means you're processing emotional material with less physiological stress response than you'd have while awake. Matthew Walker's research suggests this is therapeutic. You're reactivating emotional memories, but in a lower stress context, allowing for reconsolidation without re-traumatization. Lucid dreaming adds conscious intention to this naturally therapeutic process, potentially making it even more effective. You're working with brain chemistry that's already optimized for safe emotional processing, and you're adding the power of awareness and choice to guide that processing toward healing. Dreams communicate through imagery, symbolism, emotion, and narrative rather than logical argument. When facing fears in lucid dreams, it helps to engage with dreams in their own language. Rather than trying to analyze a frightening dream figure rationally, this represents my father issues. You might interact with it directly. Ask it questions. Notice what it does, where it leads you. Dreams often reveal their meaning through metaphor and feeling rather than clear explanation. A fear of water in dreams might relate to emotions feeling overwhelming, to fear of losing control, to something specific from your past involving water, rather than intellectually deciding what it means. You let the dream itself show you through the unfolding of imagery and emotion. This requires a different kind of thinking than we usually use. More intuitive, more comfortable with ambiguity, more trusting of felt sense than logic. Lucid dreams teach you to speak this language, to think in images and feelings, to understand meanings that can't be translated into words. Even though your body is paralyzed during REM sleep, facing fears in lucid dreams creates measurable physical changes. Heart rate can increase when you encounter something frightening, even though it's just a dream. Skin conductance changes, indicating arousal. Breathing patterns shift. These aren't just mental events, they're whole body experiences. But interestingly, research shows that lucid dreamers who successfully face fears in dreams show smaller physiological fear responses than during non-lucid nightmares. The awareness, "I'm dreaming," provides a buffer, moderating the physical stress response even while the emotional processing continues. You're getting exposure to the fear with reduced physiological impact, which might be part of why it's therapeutic. Your body learns that encountering this fear doesn't require full-blown panic response. The next time you face something similar, whether in another dream or in waking life, your body might remain calmer, having practiced a different response pattern. In dreams, other people appear: friends, family, strangers, threatening figures. One way to understand these dream characters, especially in the context of fear work, is as aspects of your own psyche projected outward. The threatening dream figure might represent a part of yourself you've rejected, an emotion you've suppressed, a quality you can't accept. From this perspective, facing the frightening dream character isn't about conquering an enemy, but about reintegrating a lost part of yourself. This is deeply psychological work, moving toward wholeness by embracing what's been cast into shadow. When you become lucid and approach a frightening dream figure with curiosity instead of fear, you're saying to that rejected part of yourself, "I see you. I'm willing to understand you. You belong." Sometimes the dream figure transforms in response to this acceptance, becomes friendly, reveals itself as something other than threat, offers a gift. This transformation reflects internal integration, pieces of self coming back together. Sometimes you dream that you've woken up. This false awakening can be frustrating when you're trying to work with lucid dreams. Because you might become lucid, do important fear work, and then wake up, but you're still dreaming. You might go through your morning routine in the dream, thinking you're awake, having lost lucidity entirely. Some people experience chains of false awakenings, thinking they've woken up multiple times before finally waking in actual reality. While frustrating, false awakenings can teach discernment. They encourage you to question reality more thoroughly, to develop stronger reality testing habits. If waking up can be a dream, then you need multiple ways to verify whether you're dreaming or awake. This enhanced questioning of what's real ultimately strengthens lucidity. Every false awakening is practice in recognizing dream signs, in maintaining doubt about the nature of your current experience. In the fundamental philosophical question, how do I know what's real? Many traditional healing practices around the world have incorporated dream work, recognizing that dreams offer access to psychological and spiritual material that's difficult to reach otherwise. Some shamanic traditions involve intentionally entering altered states, including lucid dream-like consciousness, to retrieve lost soul parts or confront spiritual challenges on behalf of others. These practices, while using different language and frameworks than modern psychology, are working with similar principles, using non-ordinary states of consciousness to access and transform fear, trauma, and suffering. The modern research on lucid dreaming and fear doesn't invalidate these traditional approaches. It confirms through scientific method what many cultures have known experientially for centuries. Healing happens in consciousness, and consciousness is more fluid and accessible than we usually recognize. Dreams are a doorway, and lucidity is a way of walking through that door with intention rather than stumbling through it unconsciously. Working actively with lucid dreams and fears requires energy, not physical energy exactly, but psychological energy, motivation, attention, courage, persistence. If you're depleted from other life stresses, demanding that you also do intensive psychological work in your dreams might be asking too much. Sometimes the most healing thing is simply to sleep, to rest, to allow dreams to process what they naturally process without intervention. There's wisdom in knowing your capacity, in recognizing when you have energy for active work and when you need passive recovery. Lucid dreaming can be energizing and empowering, but it can also be effortful, especially when facing genuinely difficult fears. Balance is important. Some nights you work, some nights you simply rest. Some dreams you engage with actively, others you let flow without intervention. This rhythmic alternation between effort and ease, between conscious work and unconscious processing, might be healthier than trying to turn every dream into a therapeutic session. Dreams weave new experiences into the fabric of existing knowledge. When you face fears in lucid dreams, these experiences get integrated during subsequent sleep cycles, becoming part of your autobiographical memory. The neural pathways you activate through dream practice strengthen over time, gradually shifting your habitual responses. This is how practice, even practice that happens only in dreams, can reshape who you are. Your brain literally rewires based on experience, and lucid dream experiences count as experiences. The courage you practice in dreams becomes encoded in memory, accessible when you need it in waking life. Over time, repeated experiences of facing fears in dreams build a library of courageous memories, counterbalancing the fearful memories that may have dominated before. This is neuroplasticity at work, the brain's ability to change and adapt throughout life based on what you practice. Despite all we've explored, mysteries remain. Why does consciousness sometimes emerge in dreams? Why do some therapeutic interventions work for some people and not others? What exactly is the relationship between dream experiences and waking psychology? How much can we really change? Through dream work alone, science provides frameworks and evidence. But individual experience varies wildly. Your relationship with lucid dreaming and fear will be unique, shaped by your history, your neurobiology, your life circumstances, your motivations. What works brilliantly for one person might do nothing for another. This isn't because one person is doing it wrong. It's because humans are complex, and healing is personal. Trust your experience over theory. If working with lucid dreams helps you, continue. If it doesn't, despite genuine effort, that's information too. Other paths exist. The goal isn't lucid dreaming itself. It's healing, growth, freedom from fear's constraints. Lucid dreaming is one possible means, not the only means, and not necessary for everyone. Sometimes you become lucid during a nightmare, but the nightmare doesn't improve. It stays frightening despite your awareness. These lucid nightmares can be particularly distressing because you're conscious of being unable to change something you know isn't real. They reveal limitations in dream control, showing that awareness doesn't automatically mean power over dream content. But even lucid nightmares can be worked with. The fact that you're aware, even while frightened, means you're not completely overwhelmed, not totally identified with the fear. There's a witnessing part of you observing. This is frightening, but I'm dreaming. It will end. I'm actually safe. This witnessing might be more valuable than achieving complete control. You're learning to maintain awareness even through difficulty, to hold dual perspectives. The experience is unsettling, and it's not ultimately real. This capacity translates to waking life, helping you maintain perspective during difficult experiences, remembering that even painful emotions are temporary states, not permanent identity. Working with lucid dreams and fears can feel lonely. It's happening inside your private dream world, where no one else can follow. Yet there's something paradoxically connecting about it too. Everyone dreams. Everyone knows fear. Everyone has nightmares sometimes. In your solitary dream work, you're participating in something fundamentally human, something people have done across time and cultures. You're not inventing this path. You're walking a path others have walked, even if your specific fears and dreams are uniquely yours. This recognition can comfort. You're not alone in struggling with fear, in seeking healing, in using whatever tools are available, including the nightly journey into sleep and dreams, to transform suffering into understanding. And if you share your experiences with others who are doing similar work, even briefly, you might feel profound kinship, the recognition that comes from knowing someone else understands this strange territory of consciousness you're exploring. Because dreams feel so real, there's a possibility of confusing dream memories with waking memories, especially if you work extensively with lucid dreams. You might remember something happening in a lucid dream, successfully facing a fear, for example, but be uncertain whether it actually occurred in a dream or if you're just imagining how it might have been. Keeping a dream journal helps with this, providing external verification of what you actually dreamed versus what you wished or intended to dream. This becomes important in therapeutic contexts. You want to know whether you actually practiced facing your fear in a lucid dream or just thought about it. Despite this challenge, most people can distinguish dream memories from waking memories by their quality. Dreams have a certain texture, a particular kind of vividness, mixed with vagueness, that differs from waking memory. Trust develops over time. You learn to recognize the signature of genuine dream experience versus imagination or wish fulfillment. This might sound strange after all we've discussed about facing fears, but nightmares, even terrible ones, can be gifts. They force you to confront what you've been avoiding. They won't let you pretend everything is fine when it isn't. They bring into awareness what you've tried to suppress or deny. From this perspective, working to eliminate nightmares entirely might not be the goal. Instead, the goal might be to change your relationship with them, to reduce their frequency to manageable levels, to decrease their intensity from overwhelming to uncomfortable but tolerable, to extract their message and integrate their wisdom. A life entirely free of nightmares might be a life where nothing difficult is being processed, where fear has been so successfully suppressed that it doesn't even appear in dreams anymore. That's not health. That's numbing. A certain amount of discomfort in dreams, including occasional frightening dreams, might indicate a psyche that's actively working, processing, integrating life's challenges. The measure of health isn't the absence of nightmares, but how you relate to them. Research suggests that lucid dreaming frequency changes across the lifespan, generally declining with age, though not disappearing entirely. Older adults report fewer lucid dreams than younger people on average. The reasons aren't entirely clear. It might relate to brain changes, to less REM sleep, to increased sleep fragmentation, to psychological factors like having established worldviews that are less flexible and questionable. However, older adults who have practiced lucid dreaming for years often maintain their capacity well into later life. It appears to be a use it or lose it phenomenon. This has implications for working with fears across the lifespan. The techniques and capacities you develop earlier, if maintained, remain available as you age. Conversely, if you're older and just discovering lucid dreaming, you shouldn't assume it's too late. The brain remains plastic throughout life. Learning might be slower, lucidity less frequent, but the fundamental capacity exists. And for older adults facing age-specific fears, mortality, illness, loss, lucid dreaming offers a tool for processing these heavy concerns in the unique safety of the dream space. Lucid dreaming raises philosophical questions about agency and responsibility. If you're aware during a dream and choose not to face a fear, is that avoidance, or is it wisdom about pacing? If you face a fear and it goes badly, are you to blame? These questions don't have simple answers. Dream consciousness is different from waking consciousness. More fluid, less linear, operating under different rules. Judging your dream actions by waking standards might be unfair. At the same time, taking some responsibility for how you engage with dreams, setting intentions, practicing techniques, reflecting on experiences, seems valuable. Perhaps the answer is to hold a middle ground. Take sufficient responsibility to be an active participant in your own healing, but not so much that you burden yourself with perfectionism or self-blame when dreams don't go as planned. You're learning, experimenting, discovering what works. Some attempts succeed, others don't. This variability is expected, normal, part of the process rather than indication of failure. Working with fears in lucid dreams is easier when your baseline sleep is good. If you're chronically sleep deprived, if you have untreated sleep disorders, If your sleep is constantly fragmented, achieving lucidity becomes harder and fear work more difficult. This creates a challenge. The very conditions that might make lucid dream work most appealing: severe nightmares, anxiety-related insomnia, also make it harder to practice successfully. The solution often involves first addressing basic sleep hygiene and any underlying sleep disorders. Get your sleep foundation stable, then build lucid dreaming practice on that foundation. This might mean working with a sleep specialist, addressing anxiety or depression that's disrupting sleep, improving bedroom environment and sleep habits, treating sleep apnea or other medical conditions. It's not glamorous work compared to lucid dreaming adventures, but it's often necessary groundwork. Good sleep is the soil in which lucid dreaming grows. Beyond processing specific fears, the entire dreaming process serves broader emotional regulation. Dreams help you maintain emotional equilibrium, working through the various feelings: frustration, sadness, joy, anger, anxiety that arise during waking life. They're like a nightly emotional reset, preventing feelings from accumulating to unmanageable levels. This explains why poor sleep and dream suppression, from alcohol, certain medications, or simply not getting enough REM sleep, lead to emotional dysregulation, irritability, mood swings, decreased stress tolerance. Lucid dreaming fits into this broader regulatory system. When you consciously work with fear in lucid dreams, you're participating in and potentially enhancing this natural emotional homeostasis. You're helping your system process and integrate difficult feelings more completely. This isn't separate from waking emotional health. It's deeply connected. The quality of your dream life influences the quality of your waking emotional experience, and vice versa. They're not separate domains, but aspects of one continuous experience of being human. In lucid dreams, especially when facing fears, helpful figures sometimes appear: guides, protectors, wise advisors. These might be recognized people from your life, archetypal figures like wise old men or women, animals, or abstract presences. Psychological theory suggests these represent protective, nurturing aspects of your own psyche, internal resources you can draw on. When working with fears in lucid dreams, some people intentionally call on these helper figures for support. "I need help facing this fear," spoken in a lucid dream might cause such a figure to appear. Whether you understand these helpers as parts of your own mind projected outward or as something more mysterious, they serve a valuable function, providing the felt sense of not being alone, of having support, of there being wisdom and protection available even when facing difficulty. This experience of inner resourcefulness, discovered in dreams, can strengthen your sense of resilience in waking life too. You remember, "I have internal helpers, internal strength I can call on." We've journeyed far now through the science and experience of lucid dreams and fear. We understand the mechanisms, how lucidity happens, how exposure works, how dreams process emotion. We've explored the practices, setting intentions, developing dream recall, facing fears gradually with wisdom and patience. We've acknowledged the complexities, individual differences, limitations, the importance of integration and support. We're arriving at an answer to our original question: can lucid dreams help you face your fears? The research and experience of many practitioners suggest yes. For many people, when approached thoughtfully, lucid dreaming offers a unique tool: experiential, embodied, flexible, responsive to individual needs. It's not a cure-all, not appropriate for everyone, not a replacement for other healing approaches, but it is a genuine possibility, a path worth exploring if it calls to you. And perhaps more importantly, the journey into lucid dreaming reveals something profound about consciousness itself, its flexibility, its creativity, its capacity for healing and transformation. You are more than you usually remember being. Your mind contains vastnesses, and in sleep, in dreams, in lucidity, you glimpse that larger truth. Almost done now. Relax even deeper. Did you know? Most matter, from a grain of sand to a star, is empty space. Atoms are mostly empty space between nucleus and electrons. Even your body is more space than matter. Even your fears, when you look closely, are mostly empty space between thoughts, between memories, between sensations. They feel solid, but they're not. They feel permanent, but they're not. They're patterns, temporary formations, like clouds passing through empty sky. So let go. Let all pressure, all worry dissolve. Like dust particles floating, drifting in the immense universe, resting in the space between thoughts, in the quiet that holds everything. We'll continue with the final facts. Everything complex can become simple when held gently enough. Lucid dreams help with fear because awareness changes experience. When you know you're dreaming, fear loses some of its power. You remember you're safe. This knowing, this light of consciousness, makes all the difference. Nothing about your situation changes except your relationship to it. But that shift changes everything. Perhaps fear doesn't want to control you. Perhaps it wants to be heard, acknowledged, understood. When you face fear in dreams with curiosity instead of resistance, something softens. The fear itself seems to relax. Maybe all along, it was trying to protect you. And once it knows you're listening, it can rest too. You face fear once in a lucid dream, then again, each time, slightly easier. Not because the fear disappears, but because you're learning the return, the practice of coming back to center, to breath, to presence. This return is what you're really practicing. The specific fear almost doesn't matter. You're learning to find your way home to yourself. In a poetic sense, when you've forgotten your own strength, dreams sometimes reflected back, presenting situations where courage emerges naturally, where you surprise yourself with bravery you didn't know you had. Trust this. Your dreaming mind knows you better than fear does. You don't need to wait for a lucid dream to find safety. The safety is always here, underneath everything. Fear is loud, but safety is constant. It's the ground you're lying on, the breath moving through you. The fact that right now, in this moment, you're okay. Becoming slightly lucid matters. Facing a small fear matters. Staying present for one extra second matters. Every tiny movement toward awareness, toward courage, toward healing, counts. Nothing is too small to matter in the geography of consciousness. Sometimes you don't know if you're making progress. Sometimes you can't tell if the dream work is helping. This not knowing is okay. Healing doesn't always announce itself. It works quietly, in darkness, at its own pace. Trust the process even when you can't see results. Underneath all the fear, underneath the nightmares, underneath the struggle, your psyche wants to be whole. It wants integration. It moves toward healing naturally, like a plant toward light. The work you do, in dreams or otherwise, is helping something that already wants to happen. What if fear has been teaching you something important all along? Teaching discernment, boundaries, self-protection. Teaching you to listen to intuition, to honor limits, to take threats seriously. Maybe you don't need to eliminate this teacher. Just update the curriculum for who you are now. Dreams reflect your inner world, the landscapes, the emotions, the narrative arcs, all emerge from consciousness, exploring itself. When you work with this understanding, dreams become less mysterious and more meaningful. They're not random noise, but your psyche's natural language, speaking in images instead of words. Sometimes the body knows how to face fear before the mind does. In a lucid dream, you might find your dream body moving toward what frightens you before you consciously decide to. Trust this. The body has its own intelligence, its own courage. Let it lead sometimes. There's profound relief in accepting that you have fears, that they might not completely disappear, that this is okay. You're not broken. You're human. Fear is part of the human experience. What you're learning is how to hold it differently, how to let it be there without letting it drive everything. The same dream symbol that once terrified you might appear again later, feeling neutral or even positive. Water that meant drowning becomes water that cleanses. Darkness that meant danger becomes darkness that rests. Falling that meant death becomes falling that releases. Symbols shift as you shift. Even bad dreams, even nightmares, even dreams where you fail to become lucid or face the fear. Every dream is giving you something. Information, processing, practice, insight. There are no wasted dreams. Even the difficult ones serve. Even the ones you'd rather forget have purpose. Can lucid dreams help you face your fears? Yes. Not perfectly. Not for everyone. Not magically or instantly. But yes, they can help. They offer a unique space, a safe laboratory, a bridge between unconscious and conscious. They provide practice, insight, experiential learning that complements other healing work. If you're curious, if it calls to you, the answer is yes. Explore this path. Courage is feeling fear and moving forward anyway. It's choosing presence over avoidance, awareness over numbness, engagement over escape. Every time you stay present with fear, in a dream or otherwise, you're practicing courage. The fear might not go away, but courage grows regardless. Dreams are soft, forgiving, flexible. Unlike waking reality, they bend to intention. They respond to gentleness. They transform when met with compassion. This softness itself is healing. Experiencing reality as negotiable, as responsive to your intention to change, grow, heal. The boundary between sleep and wake is thinner than it seems. Consciousness doesn't turn off and on like a light switch. It fades, shifts, transforms. Lucid dreams exist in that liminal space. That threshold. There's wisdom in thresholds, in between places, in not quite awake and not quite asleep. You are not just the character in the dream experiencing fear. You're also the dreamer creating the entire dream. You're both, the frightened one and the creative source. When you remember this, really remember, perspective shifts. You're bigger than any fear appearing in your dreams. You're not trying to have perfect lucid dreams where you face every fear flawlessly. You're trying to integrate, to bring consciousness to unconsciousness, to bring acceptance to fear, to bring wholeness to fragmentation. Integration is messy, non-linear, imperfect. That's okay. That's how healing actually works. Beneath thoughts, beneath emotions, beneath even awareness itself, there's a quiet knowing. It knows you're safe. It knows you'll be okay. It knows fear is temporary, that consciousness is vast, that you contain more resilience than fear can touch. Listen for that quiet knowing. It's always there. Your body heals in sleep. Tissues repair. Immune system strengthens. Brain cleanses itself of metabolic waste. Your psyche heals in sleep too. Processing, integrating, making sense of experience. Sleep itself is healing. Dreams are healing. You're healing right now. Simply by resting, simply by being here. This isn't an ending. The work with fear, with dreams, with consciousness, it continues. Tomorrow night you'll dream again. New opportunities, new challenges, new insights. The practice continues. The healing continues. The journey continues. You're not trying to arrive somewhere final. You're living the process. Strangely, gratitude toward fear sometimes helps. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for showing me what matters. Thank you for the energy you've given me to change, to grow, to heal. Thank you for being part of my journey. This doesn't mean you welcome fear, but acknowledging its attempt to help sometimes helps it soften. You are consciousness itself, vast and luminous, temporarily experiencing fear among countless other experiences. Fear is a weather pattern moving through the sky of awareness. It comes, it passes, but the sky remains. You, the real you, the aware presence experiencing everything. You remain, untouched, whole, already free. This is what dreams teach, what lucidity reveals. You are not your fears. You are the one who watches fears arise and pass away, and in that knowing lies ultimate safety. And so, our gentle journey through lucid dreams and fear comes to rest. We've traveled from the moment of recognition, knowing you're dreaming while dreams unfold, to the neuroscience of how fears soften when met with awareness, to the practice of facing what frightens you in the safety of sleep's embrace. From lucidity's first discoveries in sleep laboratories to the therapeutic potential still being revealed, we've glimpsed how consciousness is more fluid, more powerful, more healing than we usually remember. We've seen that fear, too, is not what it seems. Not enemy, but teacher. Not permanence, but pattern. Not destiny, but invitation to grow. Fear reminds us that we care about something, that we're alive, that we're vulnerable, that we're learning. Much of healing happens in darkness, in sleep, in dreams we barely remember. Your unconscious mind is wiser than fear knows, braver than you remember, always moving toward wholeness. By pausing to explore this territory, between waking and sleeping, between fear and courage, between conscious and unconscious, you've touched something essential about being human. In these final minutes, take the deepest breath you can, as deep as possible. Think about consciousness itself. Yours, mine, everyone listening. All awareness everywhere. Perhaps all connected in ways we don't yet understand. The fear you carry, the courage you're building, the dreams you'll dream tonight. All part of one vast field of consciousness, exploring itself through countless forms. You are not alone in the universe of minds. You are a wave in an infinite ocean, unique and inseparable. Let your entire being dissolve now into that ocean of consciousness, into dreamless rest, into the space before thought, into the quiet that holds everything. Prepare for deep sleep. No boundaries left, only peace. If this brought you peace tonight, perhaps it might bring peace to someone else too. A quiet share, one sleepy soul at a time. But there's no need to do anything now. Nothing at all. You've traveled far tonight, exploring consciousness, fear, the mystery of dreams. You can allow all of these thoughts to fade now, like morning mist lifting from a quiet lake, leaving only peaceful calm behind. Let your breathing deepen. Let your body feel heavier, as if gravity itself is gently pulling you down into the mattress, into the earth, into rest. If sleep comes, let it carry you like a slow river flowing toward the sea, smoothly, inevitably, into a realm where time and weight no longer matter. If your eyes are still open, the next video is waiting for you, ready to continue the journey. But if they're closed, stay there. Stay in the darkness that feels safe and warm. Tomorrow, your dreams will still be there. Your fears will still be there too, but perhaps slightly smaller, slightly less sharp. The work continues at its own pace, in its own time. You don't have to force anything. But tonight belongs to stillness, to the body's wisdom, to the healing that happens when you stop trying and simply let yourself be held by sleep. Rest well, dear dreamer, and remember, you are braver than your fears, vaster than your dreams, and held always in the safety of your own awareness. May your dreams tonight be gentle. May lucidity find you if you need it. May fear soften into understanding. And may you wake tomorrow a little more whole, a little more free, a little more yourself. Sleep well, dream well, and know that you are never alone in this journey. Good night.